Hi everyone, this is Refresh, and I'm here to bring you a game between two M19 sealed decks. We have a Boros sealed deck over here and a Selesnya sealed deck over there in green, and we will begin by rolling for initiative. Boros rolls Snake Eyes. Selesnya rolls 12, and Selesnya will opt to go first. Game 1, draw 7. We have Thornhide Wolves Plains, Forest, Hieromancer's Cage, Cavalry, Drillmaster, Luminous Bonds, Centaur, Courser. This isn't ideal, but there are several low drops here, so if we just draw one more land, I think we're going to be okay. So we're going to keep this. Boros' opening hand is Mountain, Pegasus, Courser, Plains, Viashino, Pyromancer, Siege, and 2 Siegebreaker Giants, which I think is a decent opening hand. And you have the Pyromancer and the Courser, and hopefully we'll draw into something more before the Siegebreaker Giants. So we'll keep this as well. Selesnya plays a Plains, and Selesnya passes turn. Boros draws a card. Boros plays a Mountain. Boros passes turn. Selesnya draws. Selesnya plays a Forest. Selesnya will play Cavalry Drillmaster, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros draws. Boros plays Plains. Boros plays a Viashino Pyromancer. When Viashino Pyromancer enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target player or Planeswalker. It'll deal 2 damage to Selesnya. Selesnya loses 2 life and goes to 18. And Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya plays a Forest, and Selesnya will attack with the Cavalry Drillmaster. Boros declines to block, will take 2 and goes to 18. For second main phase, Selesnya will play a Centaur Courser, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros plays a Mountain. Boros plays Pegasus Courser, and Boros passes turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya plays an Oresco Swiftclaw, and Selesnya passes turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros plays a Plains. Boros will tap a Mountain and 2 Plains to play a Dragon's Horde. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, put a gold counter on Dragon's Horde, but it's effectively just a manalith. Tap to add 1 mana of any color, and then Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya plays a Plains. Selesnya will play a Bristling Boar, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros will play a Stone Quarry tapped. Boros will play Siegebreaker Giant, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya will play Hieromancer's Cage. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Hieromancer's Cage leaves the battlefield. We'll exile the Siegebreaker Giant. And then Selesnya will attack with the Bristling Boar and the Oresco Swiftclaw. Boros will trade the Viashino Pyromancer with the Oresco Swiftclaw, and will take 4 damage from the Bristling Boar to go to 14. Viashino Pyromancer dies. Oresco Swiftclaw dies. And then Selesnya will pass turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros will play a Mountain. Boros will play another Siegebreaker Giant. Tapping for red, Boros will play a Goblin Motivator, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya will untap. Selesnya will draw. Selesnya will play Plains. Selesnya will play Luminous Bonds on Siegebreaker Giant, and then Selesnya will attack with Bristling Boar and the Centaur Courser. Boros will take 7 and go to 7. Selesnya will pass turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya will attack with everything. Boros will block the Drillmaster with the Courser and will chump the Boar with the Motivator. Selesnya will cast Titanic Growth on Centaur Courser for the win. Boros has no response, loses 7 life, and loses the game. The first game goes to Selesnya, and we will be back for the second. Alright, back for game 2. Boros will choose to go first. Boros will draw 7. We have Mountain, Siegebreaker, Giant, Plains, Pegasus Courser, and Angel of Dawn. This isn't a great opening hand, but we do have a 3-drop. We can hopefully get into more 2s and 3s, and then eventually cast these big creatures for the win, so we'll keep this. Selesnya will draw. Selesnya has 2 plains, a forest, a remorseful cleric, take vengeance, Druid Cowl, and Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma. This looks like a great hand, so we'll go ahead and keep this. Boros will begin with plains, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya will draw. Selesnya will play a plains, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros will draw. Boros will play a mountain, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya will draw. Selesnya will play a forest. Selesnya will tap both and play a Druid Cowl, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros will draw. Boros will play a plains. Boros will tap everything and play a Dragon Sword, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya will untap. Selesnya will draw. Selesnya will play a plains. Selesnya will tap everything and will play Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma. Whenever Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma attacks each creature you control with power 4 or greater gains +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. And then we'll pass. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros plays a mountain. And Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya plays a forest. And Selesnya will go to combat. Boros will tap everything and play an Electrify on Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma, dealing it 4 damage. Selesnya loses Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma, and Selesnya will play Thornhide Wolves, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros will play the Stone Quarry. Boros will play Daybreak Chaplain and a Pegasus Courser, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya will attack with the Thornhide Wolves. Boros declines to block and will take 4 damage to go to 16. Selesnya will tap out and play a Rocks Oracle. When it enters the battlefield, it'll draw a card. Selesnya draws a plains. Selesnya plays the plains, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros will attack with the Daybreak Chaplain and the Pegasus Courser. When the Pegasus Courser attacks, it will give the Daybreak Chaplain flying. Selesnya cannot block, will take 2 and go to 18. Boros will gain 1 life from the lifelink off the Daybreak Chaplain and will go to 17. In second main, Boros will play the Siegebreaker Giant, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya will untap. Selesnya will draw. Selesnya will attack with the Thornhide Wolves and the Rocks Oracle. Boros will decline to block and take 8 and go to 9. Selesnya will tap out and play a Colossal Dreadmaw and will pass turn. Boros untaps. Boros draws. Boros will play a Viashino Pyromancer. When it enters the battlefield, it will deal 2 damage to Selesnya. Selesnya takes 2 and goes to 16. Then Boros will tap and play a Boggart Brood, and Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya will play the Hieromancer's Cage on the Siegebreaker Giant, exiling it. And then Selesnya will attack with the Colossal Dreadmaw, the Thornhide Wolves, and the Rocks Oracle. Boros will block the Rocks Oracle with the Viashino Pyromancer and will triple block the Thornhide Wolves with the Daybreak Chaplain, Boggart Brute, and the Pegasus Courser. Selesnya will assign damage first to the Boggart Brute, and then the Pegasus Courser, and then the Daybreak Chaplain. The Rocks Oracle and the Viashino Pyromancer trade. Thornhide Wolves will kill the first 2 and will die itself. And then will deal 6 damage via the Colossal Dreadmaw. Boros loses the Boggart Brute and the Pegasus Courser, and the Viashino Pyromancer will take 6 damage but gain 1 life from the Daybreak Chaplain. to take 5 damage to go to 4. In the second main, we'll tap the Druid of the Cowl and the Plains for a Remorseful Cleric, and then Selesnya will pass turn. Boros and taps. Boros draws. Boros will tap to play the Angel of the Dawn, giving the Daybreak Chaplain +1/+1 and Vigilance. The Daybreak Chaplain will attack. Selesnya declines the block, will take 2 and go to 14. Boros gains 2 and goes up to 6, and then Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya will attack with just the Colossal Dreadmaw. Boros will block with the Daybreak Chaplain, taking 3 trample damage, but gaining 1 life back from lifelink to lose only 2 life to go to 4, and losing the Daybreak Chaplain. The second main, Selesnya will play a Sky Scanner. When Sky Scanner enters the battlefield, it draws a card. And then Selesnya will play a Gargoyle Sentinel, and Selesnya will pass turn. Boros and taps. Boros draws. Boros plays an Angel of the Dawn, giving the other Angel of the Dawn +1/+1 and Vigilance. Will attack with the 4/4 Angel of the Dawn. Selesnya declines to block, will take 4 and go to 10. Boros will pass turn. Selesnya untaps. Selesnya draws. Selesnya plays a Plains. Selesnya will pay 3 to activate the Gargoyle Sentinel's ability, and until end of turn, Gargoyle Sentinel loses Defender and gains Flying. Selesnya will attack with the Sentinel, the Sky Scanner, the Remorseful Cleric, and the Colossal Dreadmaw. Boros will double block the Colossal Dreadmaw, but will still take 6 damage and will perish. And that will end the game. Selesnya wins both games straight in a row. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more such videos, hit subscribe. Next up, we will be taking these 2 sealed decks up against the Hydra challenge deck from Theros. Until then, thanks for watching. This was Refresh, and I will see you next time.